Hello and welcome to ExcelChamp's Power BI tip number 1. Today I want to share with you how the join between the different tables is created in Power BI. The key thing I want to tell you is that even though the joins look like equal joins, just like SQL, but they are not. In fact, all joins are left joins. To show this to you, let us take a sample example. So I have actually loaded the Microsoft sample database called AdventureWorks. As you can see, here we have 4 dimension tables: the calendar table, customers, territories, and products. We only have one fact table, the sales fact table, which contains all the transactions for the different days. A quick look at the data, and of course the calendar contains all the dates. We have a list of customers in the customer table, list of all the different products, including the product name and the product category, model and category and subcategory. Finally, we have the individual sales transactions as to which product was sold on which date, by which customer, what was the sales order number, what was the price and the revenue, etc. etc. So just to understand here, let us look at a simple relationship between the product table and the sales table. For every product, there will be 0 to multiple sales order entries. A product may have never been sold, it may have been sold once, or it may have been sold multiple times. So there may exist products sold and some products might have never been sold. So let's look at the visualization and see how this looks. Let me take a matrix structure and we are going to look at the product categories. So I'll just select the category and this will show us the 4 different major categories. Let us increase the font size by going to look for the size and change it to 20 points. So as you can see, we have 4 categories: accessories, bikes, clothing, and components. Now let us take the sales of all these products. So for this, we will open the sales table and look at the sales amount. Okay, let's take the sales amount. And as you can see, we are now showing the actual sales of the different product categories. But the interesting thing to note is that suddenly we are down to only 3 product categories. We seem to be missing the components product category. So just to show you in case you missed it, is before we bring in the sales amount, if you only look at the categories, we have 4 of them. But as soon as we bring in the sales amount into the values, we realize that there are no component sales. That's probably because we haven't sold a single component to date. While this is good, sometimes there may be a need to see the actual all the categories listed. So you don't have to do anything special because all joins are left joins. That means we pick everything from the dimension table, the category for the category, and only those categories with the sales amount are showing. However, there is a minor tweak. When you come to category, simply right click and say show items with no data. This will then make the components appear even if there is no value and they are completely blank. So as you can see, This was actually a left join from the product table, which brought in all the categories but only brought in the sales for the ones that actually had some sales. But by default, Microsoft has chosen to show only the equal join portion. That means when there is no data, then that value is not displayed by default. However, when you need to show it, then you simply can easily go to the rows or the columns and right click and say show items with no data. And if I switch it off, we will only be looking at the products which have sales. So this was a simple tip to show you how to display missing values that seem to have gone hidden or missing just by enabling this option. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. All the best.